Hello and welcome to the Week Ahead video. Just a couple of things to brief you on ahead of the next 5 days of trade. Of course, the focus being on Wednesday, where they get the Federal Open Market Committee rate decision for December. This is their last opportunity in 2013 to make any adjustment to their QE program, with recent jobs data in the likes of non-farm payrolls a couple of weeks ago, strong retail sales figures giving them some incentive to actually trim those purchases in order to realise and recognise those labour market gains. However, it's not quite the same across all the data points, as CPI does still remain very weighed upon over in the US, potentially not giving them that much room to trim their QE purchases. As such, the median expectation is for the FOMC to keep their QE program on hold. That's at $85 billion a month purchases. However, many see the taper taking place later into 2014, around the March period, seen as an opportunistic time for the board to trim QE. However, there are still some of those seeing a December QE taper, so let's wait to see what happens on Wednesday. But as we're heading towards that, it's expected we'll see some pretty muted trade as participants continue to sit on the sidelines ahead of the last key risk event of 2013. And then over on the budget side of things, after passing through the House last week, the Senate are due to vote on the budget bill this week in the US. That is expected to pass through, but could see some resistance as we go through the next 5 days and they head in towards their Christmas recess. But elsewhere this week on the Eurozone side of things, have some quite key data points with advanced PMIs from the likes of Germany, France and the Eurozone, not to mention both the ZEW survey and the IFO survey out of Germany to give the latest update on business and economic sentiment in the country that's just formed that grand coalition between the CDU, CSU and the SPD. One more thing to look out for this week is any confirmation on who could replace Jorg Asmussen after he announced his resignation over the weekend from the ECB, with likelihood being the Bundesbank VP Sabine Lautenschlager could take place. She's seen as relatively open-minded and would support Draghi in any non-conventional measures that he may take as we head in towards 2014. But in the meantime, that's all from me. I hope you have a fantastic week of trade.